Hey, it's a Catawolf, and today we're going to be creating a flying machine Allay based bamboo farm. So this is designed similar to something that Prowl did a while back, and I'm building it for the GuildRock SMP. I've got this resource pack on. That you might recognize it. It's the one by Foxy No-Tail, using the armor stand to show where the chunk borders are. Chunk alignment is very important for this one because we've got flying machines. So I've gone and put 2 torches on either side of these so that when I turn the texture pack off, we'll know where everything is. So we're going to do this. So it is 4 chunks wide and 3 chunks long. And I've tested throwing things right in the corner, and the Allay has no difficulty recognizing it and grabbing it. It follows that full square, so it can easily find that. I didn't test whether it could go further or anything like that, but in this area here, the Allay has no issues collecting things. So let's take that off and see, this is the area that I've cleared. So I've put a 2-block high wall around the entire area, and then there is a trench on the far side just to keep any mobs from coming in. So let's get started. We're going to come over here and we're going to build our flying machine. So there's going to be 1 flying machine this way and 1 flying machine this way. This is a 2-way flying machine, so it will go up and come back. And the stuff that you'll need for this, we're going to be doing 2 flying machines on that side and 2 flying machines on this side. So total of 4 flying machines. So we're going to need 8 pistons, 8 sticky pistons, 16 observers, and 56 slime blocks. You'll also need some obsidian to stop them and some form of block to stick on the end. For this, I'm just using deep slate tiles. So let's go build 1 flying machine and test it and make sure everything's working before we build the others. So we're lining up on here, and I'm going to put the obsidian in first just to make sure. Then I'm going to put another block of obsidian here just so that things don't fly away, just as a precaution. Okay, so we're putting our end block right here. So the pattern we're going to use for this is a cross by 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then in by 1. Temporary block here. And we're doing the exact opposite. So in 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then end block. Now let's make life easier for ourselves and build a step up here. So we don't need that block anymore. So grab your observer, and that is facing out this way. So we've got 1 sticky block, then on the second sticky block we got an observer going this way, and then we need our piston, like so. Then we need another observer facing into that piston. We need a sticky block facing this way, like that. Then we do the exact opposite. There we go, sticky piston there. And we've got a friend coming to say hi. Good to know that the barrier works. So we've got our sticky piston here, get our observer, and so you got the first one, missed that one. Observer goes on the second one, and then we've got our piston goes here. And then observer facing into that piston there, and that's our flying machine done. So let's go test that out. So making sure that we have a block of obsidian here to stop the machine going, and you want to make sure that it lines up with this so that anywhere along this area of the slime will be fine. And then you come over to this side to this observer and just put piece of bamboo there, and it works. So let's see that from a better angle. This is how the flying machine works. Okay, now for test 2, we've got to make sure that it goes all the way down to the far end of the farm. So we're going to be standing here. Just make sure that there's no issues at all. There you go, it's just going to be chugging away, harvesting all bamboo. And stop. And it stopped. Perfect. Let's make sure that it goes back the other way. Return to sender. Now if you want to set this to automated and to automatically harvest right the way through, you would leave this bamboo here, and so it will come down, it will take this one out, the Allays will collect it and everything, then when this grows up again it will send back the other way. So you would just leave that bamboo there and this one here. So the furthest one is going to be here, and we're going to have it all like this. So this part here is going to be 12 wide. So let's get our Allay working. So he's already got something in his hand, or she. So we take it off them, make sure that they're leashed, otherwise you're going to have to go for a wild scramble. So we give it some bamboo, and it's raring to collect that bamboo over there. So let's let it off its leash. You can go and collect bamboo to its heart's content. Excuse me, sheep. So before we go planting the bamboo, we want to make sure that we have our torches placed out. So you can see I have placed all these torches out. Bamboo, to grow overnight, needs to have a light level of 9. So if you're doing this underground, you'll be able to, well, you'll be able to build this one underground and have it running continuously. We will lose some spots right in this corner here though. So if you are building this underground, I would put the torches one closer. So the way that this works, these torches can reach 3 away from it. So we need a light level of 9. I've decided to put this row of torches on the outside where there won't be any bamboo growing, just to reduce the number of places taken up with torches. So for each torch, we need a gap of 6. So we place a torch here, count 7, place another torch. So this gap here is 6, and that in every direction, making a grid. So we go right the way across. We're just about to build the second flying machine, so I've filled it across there as well. So once we have all that done, then we can start planting our bamboo. So you want to start at this level here. Whoops, that's fine. So I wouldn't actually do it any further into this spot here, just so that you always know which one is going to be the trigger bamboo. So we can fill in all this area with bamboo and have it starting growing while we're working on the next one. So there we have placed all our bamboo. That took a little bit of time. If you don't have enough bamboo to start with, then that's fine. Just place what you can and then just run it, and you can have this harvesting, and the Allays will collect the bamboo and send it back to you, and you can kind of build it up from there. So don't stress too much if you don't have enough bamboo to completely fill this in to start with. So just doing some basic math, if you are building this 3 chunks long, we also lose the 5 on each side here. For each section of this, so one flying machine, you're going to need 608 bamboo. So let's go build the flying machine on the other side and add in our bamboo and have one side of the farm all done. So we're going to build this basically the exact opposite of this one. So we put our obsidian in here, and then let's go put another obsidian here just in case we accidentally trigger it. We want to make sure that it stops immediately. So we start by putting our end cap here, then 6 slime blocks. And in by 1. Then we put our temporary block here, in by 2, out 1, 2, 6, and our end cap. Put down a block to jump up. And then we need our observer facing outwards. We need a piston facing in this direction. Observer looking at that piston. Clear out this temporary block. And we need to get right the way back and put our sticky piston facing this way. Then we do the exact opposite. So we have observer looking out on this one. Piston facing this direction. The further you get out, the easier it is to place it correctly. Observer facing that way, and then sticky piston like so. Then we clear out these blocks here. And our flying machine is ready to go. So this block here will be our trigger block. So that it stops when it's meant to. We can clear off this safety one and then make sure that this one will work. So let's trigger it. And it stops and it's all good. So now we can fill the rest of this area here with bamboo. So we're going to put it at this level here in line with these. Then let's trigger it to go back so that we know how far it's going to go down that way. So we've got our final row on this side. Making sure we get it right the way on each one. It can be difficult to figure out exactly where the bamboo is placed. Like, you know, if you were just looking at it, you think, oh, hang on, I missed a spot, but you didn't. It's all good. All right, time to place all that more bamboo. So let's go build our Allay collection center. So I want the center of the collection area to be here. Yes, here. So we're going to mark it with a redstone torch, just cause. So that's where our collection point is going to be. We're going to have a note up there, so the note block. So what we're doing is building a tower for the Allays to drop their stuff off. To get them to drop them at somewhere other than the player, you're going to need to have a note block. It needs to sound at least every 30 seconds, but I would do it more regularly so that they stay connected to that note block. So what we're going to be doing, we have our central tower here. So the tower's going to go straight up there. So once we've got this torch in place, we go out one on the right side, and then 2 on this side, and we take out a 4x4 area like this, and then we go down a total of 3 below this redstone torch. So we have this area like this. Then directly below the redstone torch, we have that block there, and then this one below here, we want to put a redstone torch on there, which will turn that one off. And then from this point, so that we know where we are, so we're building a fairly efficient, lag efficient redstone clock. So we're going to have the comparator go this way. And then we need a redstone repeater facing the opposite direction. Comparator. Oops, didn't need to go so far. Oh well. We'll make placing this one easier. Now, this is important, the direction, otherwise it won't work properly. So we want to put this somewhere where one of the repeaters is, and then we face like so. So what we want is that comparator there, reading that one there. The direction of the hopper is that way. So if we have a repeater and hopper like this, make sure the hopper is going this way. And then into there, take this one out, and into there. So then, get our pickaxe, and where the repeater is facing out, we take out the one block there. So if you have a larger area, this is how you would do it, and then you'll need a solid block. So the comparator, basically we have a hopper that goes, the comparator is reading that hopper into a solid block. Then we've got to get our redstone dust for the second last step. And redstone dust goes there, into that gap on each of them. If you can see, the hopper is going across into this one, and then the repeater is going to be locking this one here. So we go like this. So from here, we want to make ourselves a way to turn this off. So let's take out these two blocks. Take out this block. We need a regular block there, another one there, and then we're going to need a glass block up here. Actually, let's put two glass blocks on. So we're going to need a glass block sitting on top of here. Take that out in a sec. And another one here. So then we'll put our lever down here. And then redstone. Get that one out. And redstone like that. Actually, you can put any block down there, can't you? I was thinking glass block here. Let's put that there for now. So let's test it to make sure that that works. So when we flick that, the signal should travel down, and basically it's going to lock this hopper. So it'll stop everything from flowing around. So let's have that locked for now. And into any of these hoppers, we're going to put 5 items. So we've created this pretty lag friendly hopper clock. So as it goes around, it's going to power on and power off this block here, which is going to lead to our tower. Okay, now that's all working. Let's stop it from running around, and we can go ahead and close this in. And just make sure that once you've closed it in, that it does still function. So this torch should turn on and off roughly every 10 seconds or so. Okay, that's good. So the next step, let's put some scaffolding up. On top of this redstone block, you want to put a solid block, doesn't matter what, then a redstone torch, and then I'm going to put a stone block on top of this. This is going to be sitting underneath the note block, so it affects the sound of the note block. So you can put a bone block or stone, maybe some wood. I wouldn't put dirt because you just have a single notes, a single piano note sounding continuously. So we have that there. We've got this note tower working. Let's turn the clock back on, and we should be able to hear it do a note. Excellent. So this is going to get the Allay to come to this particular node block. See, They love the note block. All right, so now that we have this, we're going to put our collection system up around that. So we're going to go out. We're going to go out by 2 in every direction. So then we are going to surround this with glass 2 levels high. So the next decision to make is which direction you are going to have your collection system. So you can have this run straight into a series of chests, or you could do it into a super smelter type situation. Whichever direction you want it to be in, take the glass out on that side. And then on the opposite, diagonally opposite corner, you want to put in 3 blocks like so. Next up, get your water bucket. And we're going to have water on this corner here, which is going to flow over, and then it's going to go out there. So anything the Allays throw into this area here, because they'll throw it out the note block, it will get pushed down here and into your sorting system or into your smelter. Put a block on top of that, and then get your trapdoors, and then at the bottom side so that it flips up like that. So you can go around to all of them, all sides like this. Then remove that block, and we're going to put another, we're going to send it up 4. So if you crouch and jump, it makes it a lot easier, and make sure you do it the right orientation. So crouch, jump, place. So place the block, get rid of this block here. And then go around and close all the trapdoors right the way around. This makes sure that the Allay don't throw anything on top of the note block. 4 is high enough with the extra block on top. So now we have this block here, and we've got everything that we need for the Allay collection system. So the next step is to make our AFK position, because we want to close everything off in this area here so that the Allay don't throw anything underneath, and they actually throw it into our collection system. And this is the perfect place for an AFK, so we're going to be AFKing on this spot here. So we have our nice little AFK position here, which is all good. Now you don't want to put glass panes in these doors because the Allay might throw the bamboo and it might get stuck on the windowsill. So yes, I know it's not the greatest design having everything flat, but that is intentional. So we also want to make sure that these corners get filled in just in case they throw anything in there, because Allays are busy. They've got things to do. They can't be thinking about making sure everything goes in the right spot. Should be fine, but just in case. Alright, so we've essentially got this box here. Our AFK position is inside. Let's make sure the door's on the outside just in case. There we go. So it's completely flat. Alright, so now it's time to test our farm. So let's turn this on so that the note block sounds. That's going to sound every so often, and the Allays are going to be drawn to it. Then let's get some bamboo and test this thing out. These are the 2 positions for the bamboo for the trigger bamboo. That one up there, and that one there, and that one will send off. And now they're going to go, and they should be attracted to the note block. Throw everything in there, and everything's going to shoot off the sides because we haven't got storage yet. But it's all working. How good's that? Okay, we're going when it gets to the far side, it's not going to do it. So now it's time to put in our storage real quick, otherwise these guys are going to freak out. So to get them to throw it to us instead, all we need to do is turn off that note block and wait for 30 seconds or so, and then they will start trying to throw the bamboo at us. And we're just about to be inundated with bamboo. So while we're waiting to build our storage system, we can just wait with an open shulker box or chest, and they'll just keep throwing stuff at us, and we can fill in the slots as they come in. So I've replaced this floor with ice. That'll just help speed up the flow of items, because there's going to be a lot of items, as you would have seen. So now let's build our collection system. So we're actually going to have, for this one, I'm just going to do chests as if you were just doing a bamboo collection system. Let's say you wanted a huge amount of scaffolding, or you wanted to prepare yourself for the new bamboo building blocks. I'm going to probably eventually make some of this a super smelter, but for now, let's just put in storage. We want to leave a gap here so that we can get into the door, obviously. But then we're going to build our three. So we're going to essentially have a line of hoppers across like this. And then we run hoppers into all of those. And Carrot, if you are watching, yes, I will be locking these. So let's jump up on here and let's put glass across here. The reason for glass here, partly because it looks cool, but also so that we can open those chests. So we need a slab at this spot here, just to stop the allays from flying underneath this. You want to have, even if you don't have ice on this part here, you want to have an ice block here, so that the items all slide across there. Then grab your bucket of water, put it there, and that will flow all the items to the end. And then we've got to close all this in. You want to close it in with solid blocks. And you also want to do the corners, because allays can pick things up through corners. Okay, so we've got all this system working. Now we need to turn the notes on if it's not already on, and we can see our system in action. So if this is not powered, then the note system is working. And you need to be careful of exactly where you put this, just so that you don't run into issues with the farm. Okay, let's go trigger that and see the system in action. Okay, I just spent the last couple of minutes trying to figure out why this wouldn't go, and it's because I was triggering the wrong observer. So it's this outside observer that triggers the flying machine to go. There we go, they should be attracted to the note block and not to me. And they should be throwing it in there. Let's get a good look. Alright, so the flying machine is going backwards and forwards, and they are harvesting and throwing everything into there, and we should start to see these chests fill up. And then the flying machine is coming back, breaking even more, and they are flying around, picking up everything. It's a great sight. How good is that for a farm? So that's how to make this Allay-based flying machine bamboo farm. Hope you found this useful, and I'll see you in the next one.